Folks, Summer Games Fest week is here, and given this is the first SGF since I started this channel, I figured it would only be right to post a predictions video. I will say, I did a bingo board stream a few days ago, but in this video I'm only going to talk about the things that I'm truly confident in us seeing. I'll also say, this is a predictions video for the entire week, covering PlayStation State of Play, Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest, and Xbox's Showcase. Let's start first with PlayStation's State of Play. Given PlayStation announced this State of Play 2 weeks in advance and went through the lengths of hosting watch parties at some theaters around the US, I am really expecting this show to be a big one. I can safely say this is the show that I'm most intrigued by because you have some major titles out there that could be shown. Like my first prediction, I think we see another trailer for Naughty Dog's Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. I was going to be a bit ballsy and say that we can get some gameplay, but I won't go quite that far yet, given I don't think this game is going to launch until late next year at the earliest. Intergalactic is probably my most anticipated game at the moment. All of the talk of it being a more melee-focused game inspired by Elden Ring and Bloodborne has me super intrigued, and Naughty Dog have never really made a bad game in my opinion, so I'm extra hyped for this one. Up next, I know this is two heavy hitters off the back, but I really would not be surprised to see Cory Barlog's next game, which is reported to be a game centered around Faye, Kratos' wife. I'm very intrigued to see how the gameplay for this game is handled, and exactly how akin to the God of War games it will be. I don't want to say that I don't want it to be even remotely similar to God of War, as far as gameplay goes, but I think them veering into a different direction where it's maybe less action-focused would make me more interested personally. I'm not sure, but I have full trust in Cory and the team at Santa Monica to create something special because God of War 2018 is truly a masterpiece. A relatively smaller one compared to the games that I've been talking about, but something I'd be super happy to see is Team Asobi's follow-up to 2024's Game of the Year, Astrobot. I know it's a bit early, but I am so ready to hop back in and play another Astrobot game. They're just so fun. Even if it's more of the same when we went around and collected PlayStation mascots and all that, I would gladly accept that. Some more games that I could see being there and I just don't have a ton to say about. Hogwarts Legacy 2 could definitely show up. I'm not a big Harry Potter guy, but I know a lot of people would be psyched to see that show up here. The next game from Bend Studio would be cool to see. They haven't made a new game since Days Gone in 2019, so I'm really hoping we get something new from them. Next up on Friday, we have Summer Games Fest, and I think because the last time we saw Jeff, he was taking us to Highgarde, if you will, he may really want to bring some heat to remind us what his shows are all about. So off the bat, I think he could for sure be the one to reveal Final Fantasy VII Part 3. This is one of those games floating around out there that has a ton of people excited, and while I may not be a huge Final Fantasy fan, I can fully recognize the significance of and can be hyped to have a game like that revealed. Me personally, I would rather see Kingdom Hearts 4, but I don't want to put that as my official prediction because I'm tired of even trying to predict when that game will show up next. Up next, I know that FromSoft is working on the Duskbloods right now, but there have been rumors around for a while that they're working on something else, and it may not be as far out as we really think. That is something that should be taken with a massive grain of salt, but again, Jeff wants to bring the heat, and a trailer for the next major FromSoft game would be a total mic drop moment if he could get his hands on it. I could see this being the spot that Capcom reveals the next Resident Evil remake, which is reported to be Resident Evil Code Veronica. This is another game that I don't have a ton of hype for, but Resident Evil is an iconic franchise, so again, I can fully recognize the significance of that kind of announcement. To finish up, three smaller things generally, but to me would be absolutely massive. Balatro finally getting the major update that Local Thunk has been teasing us with for what seems like forever could definitely be here, given it was nominated for Game of the Year in 2024. This is something I'm so hyped for. It could unironically end up being my favorite announcement of the week if it happens. Second, if Capcom wants to drop a real nuke that would make true, real gamers like me happy, please Capcom, give us some Dragon's Dogma 2 DLC. I am hunting for a reason to jump back into that game, and some DLC is all I need to pull that trigger. I am begging for it. And lastly, for SGF, this is one that's still up in the air right now, and I have no clue if it's even a real thing, but if Playdead is still working on their new game, please, just give us a trailer. All I'm asking is for one trailer, please. Okay, now, on to the third event of the week, and our last event for the week, the Xbox Showcase. I truly believe that this could be one of the bigger days in Xbox history if they come out and make a real statement showing off their games, and I think one in particular has some great significance that I will save for last for the sake of having some fun. First, I think it's time we get another look at Arcane's Blade. They had one trailer a few years back, and since then, it's been nothing but silence. I was super into the vibe of the trailer, and I have all the trust in the world on Arcane Leon. I don't even have a ton of knowledge on Blade's lore or anything like that. I just need a new game from Arcane, man. A new look at inXile's RPG Clockwork Revolution, and hopefully a release date as well would be awesome. This one has been cooking for a while, and I'm really into the steampunk aesthetic they're going for. I'm not sure if this is one that has time to launch this year, given how stacked fall is, but maybe a spring 2027 date could work for them. I think something that will for sure get a release date is Persona 4 Revival. If I'm totally honest, this feels like a game that could launch as soon as July, because I would assume that Persona 6 is at least kinda close, and Alice wants all hands on deck for that because that game is going to be absolutely massive. A smaller one before I get to the real wacky bullshit. I would like to see some gameplay from Minecraft Dungeons 2. My hope is that they really built upon what the first game was and made it into something with deeper gameplay and some actual difficulty, because at times playing the first one felt like a full-blown kids game. And I get it's Minecraft, but Jesus man, it was really, really easy. Alright, enough of the bullshit. I think it's time. I truly do believe that Ashishama is going to be closing out this Xbox showcase and say that they have one more thing, and that one more thing is going to be Elder Scrolls 6. Not only that, but I think that if they say Elder Scrolls 6 is exclusive to Xbox, that it could be one of the most ballsy moves in Xbox history, and I would fully respect it. I don't think we see a release date or anything like that. Maybe a release year, but I'm not expecting it at all. Elder Scrolls 6 is the singular game in Xbox's catalog that I think could move units when their next-gen console launches, so that game being exclusive to their console, I think is the right move. It isn't the consumer-friendly one by any means, but as far as business goes, it just makes too much sense. One last little prediction before I end this video. I do think that at one of these shows, we will see a shadow drop. I don't know where and I don't know what, but I do think we see at least one because those are always fun. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to like and subscribe. I will be streaming all 3 of these shows. State of Play on Tuesday, Summer Games Fest on Friday, Xbox Showcase on Sunday with my friend Khalid. Come hang out, say what's up, watch the events, get hyped. Hell yeah. Thank you so much for watching again. Goodbye.